I'll be honest. These endings are very different from the usual dates we've done so far. The finale to it all really, really sums up that this is the end of that journey, isn't it? Because once we're done with this, there's nothing left. Top to bottom. Everything that's left is in the creator's head now. That's a weird thought. I wish there was an ending that sort of went down on the whole Anna thing, where she's like, you're really gonna fuck everyone over for your own benefit. They should have done one where she's like, yeah, you know, at least Reza, like, damned one civilization for another. You're here standing here, you're gonna damn a civilization just for yourself. For one person. You know. Also kind of interesting, it's always dragons. I don't know, it just feels a bit funky. That you're like, man, Anna, you've met her 2 weeks! This is the thing you have to remember, is you know Anna for like 2 weeks, then she survives for a little... Like, if you really look at the timeline, your character's like, this, at most a year stint, your character is gonna doom everyone for that. Like, Izumi has all the right to beat your head in for that one. To bonk you on the head, because, Jesus. I wouldn't... Like, I don't care what kind of crush that was. I'd be like, yeah, I mean, enough fish in the sea, hey? What is what is the player gonna do after that anyway? Like, when humanity's all gone, like, where are you gonna go? Oh yeah, because he's... Yeah. Because Reza's still injured. Like, a kick. Kick is kind of hard. Kick is not that easy. Because those are your feet. You use them to keep yourself stable. How can he still stand? Like, it's like I'm pretty sure a small dragon with teeth like those can still do some damage to your shins of all things. Ugh. Surprised he's able to keep standing, unless he fell over. Yeah, he fell over, so he's on this. Yeah, that would explain the situation a bit. I'm surprised Izumi has as much problem with him as he does, considering that he's implied to have died on the other side of the portal quite quickly. Gun gore. Wow, what is this? What the hell is this? What is reaction normal? Oh, that's what that is. It's an action scene. It goes. Oh, and these are those. Okay, so they're very specific. That's kind of weird. Also, a fucking child just gets murdered. Like, I understand shooting an adult dragon, but Reza, do you really have to shoot it? Like, It just gets me that this is his plan, is I've already kicked this thing off, it's clearly not that big of a threat besides the pain in his shins, which is probably kind of heavy. Ugh. And then he just gets up. He's been bit in the shins, he's been bit in the side. He had to struggle with something huge. He then had to kick off some baby. How is this guy, either emotionally or physically, still able to move properly? Like, at this point, you're kind of hitting rock bottom. I mean, you kill a child, you kill an officer of the law, you have to wrestle with a giant dragon, reload in a panic, got bit in the shins, got bit in the side, you've been betrayed by the human you know. Like, and another human has shown up. Let's not forget that Izumi actually makes an introduction. This guy is made of solid adamantine, if it's up to me. Jeepers. I wonder, considering that you only have to get one ending to start getting good endings, what is the most canon first bad ending? Like, what of the bad endings that you have to get before you can get the good endings is most canon? Is most likely to have happened at all? Also, wouldn't Izumi at this point be a kung fu master? Because she's been doing this so often, I'd be surprised if she doesn't know every one of Reza's tricks. That's kind of a weird part. Wouldn't she also know your tricks? Like, you managed to surprise her somehow. Like, the amount Izumi knows and is able to do is kind of all over the place. Wouldn't you... You're a lady. Let me get this out of the way. Women tend to have stronger legs. Also, you probably haven't been training to fight, so just kick them. You got shoes. Kick them. If someone's on the ground, kick them. You don't have to give up your height advantage. Also, he's already injured. Like, I don't know, kick at his wound. Make it fester. I mean, at this point, she's had like a minute to think about it, right? Like, she's not just rushing over in a dash. Especially considering that while Vera was doing this, she was just standing there. Like, she let Vera die. Don't even pretend that Izumi's innocent here. And then yeah, if you just kicked him, you wouldn't be falling off the hill. Unless she threw him on the ground by wrestling him, like actually holding him, in which case, yes, I can understand the situation they're in. But again, like, he's been bit in the shins and he has a wound. You could probably just knock him over at this point. You don't need anything. Wouldn't you look for a branch? Like, why didn't you go for a branch? There's plenty of trees nearby. It's summertime. Probably a nice healthy branch you can find. Or a stone. Do they have... They probably have one. I think. I don't know. I don't think the environment is established that strongly as having main hills near... Also, this sentence is kind of hard to translate. Like, the small hill on which the portal stood. That's a clumsy sentence in general. Why not just say, the small hill away from the portal? It just captures the whole feeling and gives a bit more, like, getting away from things. So, again, this guy's right near death. Although, then again, I forgot, Izumi has also been shot. And, odds are she's not in the best shape either. Then again, she makes it like a couple of days in the other timeline, so... Jesus, Reza. For someone who demonstrates some pretty keen CQC techniques, it's impressive. Yeah, I don't know how that translates into past tense, because it's a bit of a weird word. No, that's not the word. Slopen. So, here's a question. Where's the other help coming from? No one contacted anyone, especially since the soldiers arrived first, and it's just kind of weird. Like, the context is just kind of weird, how suddenly this time people show up. So, why does no one give a shit about Izumi? Like, you don't know Izumi in that way. Like, do you cover for her? I just, again, another thing that could be solved with a throwaway line is, Izumi is one of our humans. She was sent for a blah blah reason because of blah blah. I don't know. Like, just throw a line away. Say Izumi might have been part of, like, some failed experiment. I don't know. Or Maverick, like, he dies every time. Woo. Also, I'd like to point out that in this one, you just warn people about the meteor, the comet thing, which you don't do in anyone. And, like, here it seems to solve the situation. Like, again, some of these endings kind of just make the other endings look dumb. What is it with Remy and getting put in an artificial coma? How did it... Listen. How do EMTs know how to, A, put a human in coma, B, know that any of those techniques works in the first... Like, how? At what point is it established that dragons can just do an advanced medical procedure like that? Artificial comas are hard to maintain, by the way. You can't just do that. There's a reason that those kinds of things are, like, their own branch of medical science. Because, fun fact, like, artificial comas and, like, putting people to sleep, the advanced anesthetics, are basically almost killing you. Like, you're an inch within your life. There's a big bar, and that's, like, none and too much of it. And the anesthetic, the whole being unconscious part, is a tiny sliver at the end. With most of them, to what I've heard. So, impressive. They can just do this with a human okay. Although, maybe they just took their time, that I kind of dosed it up and saw when you were unconscious. Like, okay, this is enough. But that's, again, throwaway lines. Fix it. I can't say, because they don't have fucking ambulances. They're dragons. It's not implied they have vehicles, so why would they have an ambulance? Yeah, like, why would they have anyone that could do this? Wouldn't they just have a doctor that's a flyer that could just fly places? Oh, cool. Oh, mostly. Huh. Okay, that's neat. Oh, hell, where did the... Listen. Listen. I understand you got a nice big fat heart on for vanishing off the fucking screen there, buddy old pal. But I need you to stay on top. Thank you! Again, you were shot once. In the spine, maybe, but is like their first idea, let's put him in a coma? Isn't a big portion of, like, a lot of injuries keep him awake to some extent? Like, keep him calm but awake? No, that's with head injuries. Also, they kept you out for fucking weeks. I mean, I understand not wanting to write the whole shabam, but there's a point where the shabam has to start taking the forefront. Also, since we're actually past this, I might as well show Veridid. This is a really good piece, by the way. The composition is pretty strong. Also, this just shows you how big Vera actually is. Like, that's bigger than a dog. Considering how tall Remy's implied to be. Also, he looks a little angry. Despite the tears raining down, let's see where the land. That's a really accurate shot from Reza, by the way. Like, you think it would be a body shot instead of, like, right near the throat. So what I know, kids can take it. Yeah, there's a mountain. This is a good scene, though. This is well done. Also shows, he can sit up like a fucking dog. Again, with the fucking insect wings. Although here they look alright. It looks like it's one of those tiny caps with a top. Wow, it's only been 17 minutes. That's what you get when I actually do my goddamn job and keep going. But yeah, like, the portal is... It's implied to be pretty big, but it is mobile. So again, it's entirely possible the humans moved it for the purposes of it being right around the fucking corner, apparently. Goodwill. Yeah, like, everyone's pissed off. Wow. Why would you give the PDA... Like, I know they're powerful technology and all, but the fact that... I don't know. Just feels like a bit of a weird trade back. I like this. I like the idea of, like, Izumi might know a way, but you don't know that. Like... I think it could be a little bit more might be, but I feel that it really captures the idea of, like, you might be able to, but Izumi's dead. Like, again, a lot of these endings are really reliant on certain events playing out exactly the right way, which makes the golden ending look like so much more of a cop-out, the more you look at it. Probably after they took a fucking copy. What about Remy? Is Remy just kind of hanging out during all this? I don't think Remy is going to be too happy about everything. it's implied the generator is pretty dang powerful. Negotiations? That's a funny pun. Oh, I get it. The dragons probably were able to calculate this out, whereas Izumi makes a broader assumption. That's entirely reasonable. Although then again, when she have access, I don't know. Yeah, but isn't the generator they used to power the portal not a generator the dragons gave? Like, you never sent anything back. They were using their own little power source for this. Which ending again is the one where it's like, the humanity was doomed? There's like 6 more endings to go in the Golden. Again, this creates a massive paradox because A, the paradoxes are now closed and actually happens. Like, the dragons are here for the future, technically speaking. But a bigger problem I have with this is humanity shoots itself in the foot for no real reason. Like, they're just angry, but the situation really isn't that bad, all things considered. Like, why not just, like, again, like, the whole situation could be, let's just wait a couple of weeks, then we can get back to you. Like, if we have a surplus, we'll send you that. Like, it just really feels like all of this is way too convenient to rely on some pretty bad politics. Then again, the city's implied to be run by a bunch of assholes, so I think I'm probably just missing the part where it's like, it is giving you hints that the city's rule is very selfish, kind of an egotistical mess. Like humanity first and all that. So it's entirely plausible that the reason they do the politics wrong, and the reason they have to have that terrible golden ending is because it's the only way humanity's gonna stick its fingers up its nose and actually do what it needs to do. Yeah, this implies that they have. Like, were implies that they have made a portal. It just makes it so weird. Like in the other one, humanity just straight up takes over the world. It makes it all weirder. Why not just say the administrator, who is dead, instead of the... Like, this implies you need the administrator dead to have the expertise. I'm just saying that the implication's there. And I guess, what did they do with her corpse? They sent Reza back. What the hell does anyone do with Izumi's body? They have it, and the humanity doesn't know who they are, so they don't want it back. What are they going to do with it? Like, they're sitting on a human body of someone they don't know, that the player character knows about, but Remy doesn't. Like, the whole situation's a mess in that respect. This is why it's really hard to write these kinds of stories. The more you look at it, the more... But again, I'll say this, as I've said it a dozen of times. This game and story works great once. The minute you replay it and start looking too closely, everything comes apart. You see all the cracks and you're like, well... Wait, why do you have to meet Remy? Couldn't Remy come to you? Like, he's not injured. Remy wasn't in a fucking coma. Like, why can't he just come to you and talk with you about this? Unless you were like, I don't want to talk about this. Like, I don't know, again. Weird storytelling that just seems to hand-wave a lot of, like, why not just do it this simpler way that would go faster? Because, again, why are all these fish swimming upstream when there's nothing up there for them? But the same way as going downstream. It's like swimming upstream, evaporating into a cloud, and then going out to the ocean to rain into the sea instead of just following the fucking river. Yeah, here. They say it. The power source is okay, so... Still makes the sentence kind of weird. Because the kind of sentence structure they use here, to me, is more commonly used in, even if they did it, I wouldn't be able to go back. Which is kind of weird. Oh, it actually... Oh, fuck, I misread the sentence. Yeah! Oh, fuck, I misread it. Okay, that's my bad entirely. There we go. That was a big... Wow, I need to read more carefully. I'm clearly missing details because I'm getting caught up on my own. Oh, new song. Great, because I'm getting kind of sick and tired of this one. Library. Which I think is also the ending song. Also, you're so casual about this. Yeah, like, the coma... Like, here's the thing to consider, is this coma essentially bombs everything. More than anything. Like, you being in a coma doesn't allow you to go back. It strains the negotiations because you're taken hostage. Like, this coma is such a cruxical problem. Why doesn't anyone go, do we really need this coma? Wouldn't it, like, be better to get this guy out? Because, again, it's just a bullet wound. Maybe your spine wouldn't appreciate it, but I'm pretty sure that having one person have a couple more problems with his feet is worth it. Like, these dragons are being way too hospitable about the situation. This has probably been fixed in the newer... Might not be. I think this is one of the more recent... Whoops. Again, like, why is the council behind you at this point? I mean, Remy doesn't have that kind... I guess because you warned them, it's like, okay, I guess clearly you're being a nice guy. Maybe that's why they kept you under. Like, it's entirely possible the dragons were like, we're gonna just fuck him. But we can't just send this guy to his death. Like, Emra's like, I'm gonna be... Like, I imagine that there's two sides. Either Emra did it because everyone's like, hey, this guy saved us, we should probably, like, give him a thank you. Or and so Emra's like, I'm gonna play the long con. Or it's possible that the council's like, we can send him back, but that'd be a dick move, and I don't care how populistic it is, Emra, we need to hold on to this. Like, we might need more information to stop the comet. Like, that's a fair answer, actually, is they need you for the comet in case you know more. Man, I've done a lot. Like, I've done some bigger episodes lately. Ugh! Eh! Ah, man, my hand is my hand started to act up. But I'm almost there! Ah! Again, plot holes aside, Remy's endings are alright. Like, they address a pretty significant set of, like, questions of, like, why wouldn't humanity just go to the dragon world? It addresses that and says that humanity kind of gets in the way of stopping the comet. Which they would! Like, humanity, like, even if they figured it out, like, they're probably, like, not giving a shit. They have all kinds of people who do medical treatment, so they'd probably be hogging the generators more. They need to set up, and that takes power and energy, so it's entirely reasonable to assume that humanity would always be a drain. And the other one's like, why don't you just stay afterwards? Which you kind of do in some endings, I think. Or it's implied that you're able to. And it's like, what would happen if they just negotiated? Well, apparently humanity's too fucking petty. Like, you could just have it that there's a super prideful dude at the top who's, like, willing to sell everyone out. Like, Remy, Reza, you, it doesn't matter. He wants his pride at the end of the day. Oh yeah, he's back for the Dean. That's interesting, is that his good ending kind of requires you to do someone else. And there's Emily. Why would you... This is adorable, because that really doesn't need to be there, because you already did the good ending! I would have loved if there was a bonus ending to this. Like, you could have easily made a bonus ending where if you also did a lot of Adine's date and she got a good ending, I think you need to... Wouldn't you need her good ending since Adine technically dies in the big... Well, doesn't Adine die? Question mark, question... let's look this up real fast, because this might be a plot hole. I'm not sure, though. I don't know what... If it's good and it requires you to be on good terms with the Dean, that'd be weird. Which one is it? It is translation work, original scripts. Remy 3 is where you bring it up, so it's Remy 3. This is such a mess, though. What kills a Dean? Okay, chapter 5. I got this one here. Okay. There's an extra catch to get... Okay. Because it would be super fucking weird. Very weird if a Dean straight up dies in the good ending for Remy. Which also technically means that a Dean doesn't... Ah, that's so weird. Ah! But yeah. But yeah, it would be nice if there was if you have Adine's good ending and you've actually hung out with her a couple of times, and you're like on good terms. That at this ending she's like, "Hey, she's there too." You're like, "Hey, friends, yay!" So, the problem I have with this is like, it's sad with Vera, but there's like, what the hell, man? What does this make of your relationship with Vera if you're like, ah, don't worry about it. She's dead, and you're just like, eh. You have a thing for little girls, don't you? What? Like, I feel that this should have not been a ending. It's like you saying, yeah, that's true. I don't know, it just feels kind of weird. Like, these endings, they always have to end on these weird notes, because there's really no way to make this work. Okay, so we get Vera dead. Evening Melody. Oh, that's not what I expected. Broop, broop. Yeah, Remy's good ending feels like very, very dutiful. It's like just raw duty. Just you gotta sit on the toilet and make that duty happen. First it's Vera dead, then we get Remy sad. Oh wow, it was originally Remy romance, but he turned into a sad boy. They want to emphasize that. Orange D. What? Orange D. I don't know what that is. I got a feeling it's a background. What is Orange D? Oh, Orange Dragon. Wow, that's a kick in the teeth. CGS pill or spill where he falls over. And then we get CG1, which I think is his. Again, why do you keep using this image? It's not the best image of Remy out there. Ah. Like it's on par with CG Anna Dean, where it's like Anna's at least is like it looks somewhat professional, but this one just looks like it just doesn't fit. Like everyone else's big art is like big and fancy, but here this is very clearly more I want to say amateur art, but that's rude. It's not as slick as the other big pictures. Like look at how slick this picture is. I don't know, like this cell shading kind of makes sense since she's standing in a light source that's in front of her in the room, which is indoors. But yeah, like everyone's other artwork is slick, and you like this one again, not that slick. Every character's like base. Surprising that Anna has a slick one, implying that either Anna didn't have much, or I don't know, maybe they were planning to use it from. But again, like, ugh. But yeah, like the fact they used this, they should have used the blur. No, don't go there. I don't like Synfest. I'm kind of just looking at it because it's a train wreck. Synfest is the kind of feminism where people are like, what the hell are you doing? Because it's just taking things in a direction I'm like, I can see where this comes from, but at the same time, like, just take a chill pill. But yeah, Remy's good ending, Casualties of War. What a shit name, because it's really only... Well, it's not really a war, for one. But hey. Again, Remy's good ending are not bad. They're not as bad as Anna's, where the whole motivation is you're a dick, a selfish dick, and you're doing this because you're a selfish dick. Congratulations! What a fucking story. I'm gonna save Lorm for last, because Lorm's kind of cute. How about we do Bryce? Big boy Bryce. A boy Bryce. No, I don't want to see the romance thing. What is Bryce gonna pull out for us? Probably his dick. Actually, he already has. Oh my. Yeah, like Bryce's the whole. It just feels kind of weird now that ugh. Man, this game, as I said, tonal problems even with the dating, because Remy, so Anna's date is so much different from Remy's date. It just, Oh, I love it! I love how if you're neutral and you didn't piss him off, he's like, I'm sorry about that. I just love how it's implied. It's just a basket of, like, picnic funds. Like, here's some picnic stuff. Yay! Everyone's happy. I just love the idea of you reach in there and you pull out, I don't know, like a bag of condoms. You're like, I'm supposed to eat this? And Bryce just fucking loses it. I just love it. He's like, oh shit, that's not the apology basket. Whoops. Oh, Bryce, you're gonna be great. His ending is a mess, because his ending is more about you telling Maverick, and then he goes, you told Maverick? Ooh. Oh, that's nice. Like, Bryce doesn't know this shit, so he's like, the power source is supposed to work, I guess. That's a weird cut line. This is so much more... I guess this is supposed to show that he's being more serious about his job, if anything. Wow, Maverick, you got a last fucking line, didn't you? Whew. What happens to Izumi in this one? Or is this the one where Izumi just straight up gets shot? No, Izumi's still here. Oh, yeah, this is where Izumi is like, I killed them! I killed them all! Which, Why would Izumi tell you that in front of Maverick? Wow, Izumi just gets a whole fucking, Again, that's interesting. I love this. I love that Anna's bad ending. But that creates a problem, because that means that Izumi is consistent across all timelines. But wait, I think there is actually a part mentioned in the Saunders question PDF. Yeah, but the scar is a pretty definitive thing, though. The scar is not like a breakfast. It's like something someone specifically did. It's a very specific set of circumstances, too. I mean, it would have been better if, like, the scar is there, but it just changes a little bit. Like a tiny tweak. Like, maybe it's darker, or it looks a bit larger or smaller. It's easy to do. Actually not inside. It's kind of a bitch to change multiple layers at once. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Undress. Oh wow, I forgot that's how they find it out in the first place. Doesn't Bryce drown in the bad ending? That's a way to go. Wow, his bad ending is tiny, is compared to the big one at least, considering there's some shared part. Oh, cool. This is indeed a bit flat. Oh, yeah, don't you teleport in with Reza? Oh, yeah, this is a post-credit scene, which is kind of weird, because no one else does that. Oh, wow, Reza did whoa. Yep. Hi, that's weird. That's a really weird line, because it's implied you don't know of any other cities or their conditions. Your character just makes this raw assumption. Oh yeah, Maverick just forces you out the fucking portal. Yeah, like Maverick's torn up over Bryce, and it's like, just fucking leave. Wow! Maverick doesn't technically die, but he still fucks... God damn... Like, again! Like, arrogance is such a major problem here. What are you taking care of, though? Catastrophe. Wow, Bryce's bad ending is gonna tear me apart. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Call no? Oh, it probably jumps into a certain part in the main script. Yeah, I like how this Reza's like a nice good guy. Man, Bryce's ending is a clusterfuck. Murderer. Wow. This ending's gonna be garbage. On the plus side, I remember that Dean's ending is kind of neat, and Lorm's ending is kind of yay, I guess. I still hate Lorm. He's just such a shit backer character. At least Ipsum is. Lorm is kind of eh. He's alright. Yeah!